Hello, hello, Plannerettes. How are you? Thank you so much for joining me today. I haven't planned yet for June because I've been busy. We'll talk more about that. How are you? Let me know where you are tuning in from, please. It is 9 o'clock on a Friday morning here in Sydney, Australia, and I'm just bumping my table here. So let me know in the chat. Hello, Cindy. Nice to see you. So we're going to get right into it because, like I said, I have not planned anything in my planner for June at all, and June is coming up Sunday. So come along with me as I plan the pages in my A5 Filofax Camden organizer. Let us go. Oakley dokley. Here we are. This is the Filofax A5 size Camden organizer in the color olive. I was gifted this by Filofax. Thank you so much. I used to be a Filofax ambassador. I wanted to try out some other planners, but you know, they know I love them so much that they do gift me from time to time planner and organizers. I do have in the description if you wanted to check out the different, this is not a sponsored video, by the way. I just do like their planners. I have affiliate codes available for you, so do check them out. So we're going to get right into it because I want to try and get as many of my planner pages done ASAP, and I'm going to be using the planner bundle printable. So if you wanted to check that out, make sure you check the link right now. I'll pop it in. Where is it? Can I see with my eyes the ultimate planner bundle? So I've got that link in the chat right now, or if you are watching me on replay, do check the link in the description. It's got all the pages you need for the month. You got goal tracker, you got habit trackers, you got daily pages, you got weekly pages, you got things to look after your self-care and well-being, and many more. So make sure you do check that out. And also, let me know, do you already have the Ultimate Planner Bundle printable? That'll be really good. But you do not have to have the same planner pages as me, because really the essence is whatever planning system you have, it needs to fit within your lifestyle, the way your brain works. However, I hope that by watching and planning along with me, you get to get some ideas, inspirations, and if you haven't touched your planner for a while, this may spark some joy and playfulness. All right, so let's keep going. So now the Camden organizer, just to let you know, the great thing is it's got side pocket that you can actually pop in A5 notebooks in there. So I've got mine on the left hand side, and these are just my notes for content creation, and so I have that handy. So when I'm learning anything new, you know, strategically, or making sure you know, I'm giving the best content for you out there, I have that in here. And also the ring mechanism is actually removable, so which is great. It's got this cardstock backing that you can slip in there. I think I've seen others slip it on the other side, so if you want your notebook on the right hand side, you can pop that in there, and then of course this will be upside down and you can have your planner pages on the left side pocket. Okay, so that's how it would. But as a right-hander, I'm going to pop it on the other side. I'm just going to remove this for today, so then that way there's nothing blocking your way. Now, because June is coming up, I have printed up my new, whoops, I haven't done my little trick of cutting little slits into the hole punch, so then that way you don't have to open the ring planner. This is a pen style scissors. It's in my Amazon storefront if you are interested. Really handy, so then you don't poke yourself if you have that in your pencil case. So then instead of opening the ring all the time, I can now just remove and replace my planner pages, and this is really handy as well if you are a lefty and sometimes the ring gets in the way, and then you can remove the pages from your ring mechanism. So I have printed a new one, Self-Care Bingo, printable download, I have this available for you for free. Yep, because you know why? I need for us, not just you, but for me too, to remind ourselves to be intentional with our self-care, taking breaks. And there's 25 boxes here, so there's enough self-care activities that you can plan one, each and every day. And then of course, I know I don't get to do all the things that I plan. So, you can miss a day or two here, but little simple stuff like take 1 minute deep breaths, take a 20-minute nap, read a chapter of the book. Because what happens is when we are tired, when we are burnt out, overwhelmed, stressed, and when we know we need to take a break, our brain capacity cannot think anymore. So then, we're here thinking, yes, I know I need to take a break, but what do I do? But if we plan ahead, so I'll be using this and I'll be planning which one I can pop into my calendar. And then that way, I don't have to think about it. When that day comes, it says there, hey, I need to journal for 5 minutes. Let's do that. Okay, so check that out. If you haven't grabbed yours yet, it is available for you for free when you sign up to my email newsletter. I'm going to put that aside. So this was my May. I think I printed and created the self-care bingo card midway. And so I've still got a few days, so I can still schedule some of these in. But what I have been doing, because I haven't been doing all of them, is because I've been doing the 30 minutes of my paint by numbers. I finished my first canvas. So if you follow me on Instagram, or if you are a Plannerettes community member, I have shown my first canvas of my paint by numbers. I completed that and I'm on my second one already. So I've been doing that as my self-care, not every day, but every second day. But the most important thing, please, if there's only one thing you can take away from today's Plan With Me session, is we need to be intentional. We need to plan it. So that way we're not like doing it like, oh, and I have to, but I need to. Okay, so that we'll only rest when we're already tired. No, we got to rest before we're tired, because you can't drive your car when it's already empty, right? So you need to fill up regularly. Same thing with self-care. So and then look, have fun with it. If you can get these bingo dabbers, and then just have fun. See if you can create a bingo. So when we make things fun, our brain goes, hey, I like that. Let's do it again. So it's called the habit loop. So what is the prompt? What's the activity? And what's the reward? And then our brain will go, I like that. Let's keep doing it. So for a lot of us, I know self-care is in the back burner, or, we think it's an afterthought. It cannot be an afterthought. It needs to be top priority and look after ourselves. Okay, so that's there. So we're going to start the month with intentional self-care and taking our breaks. I saw Stephanie in the house. Hello, Plannerettes Assemble. What a happy treat now that I'm off work. Yes. So and Stephanie's on summer holidays. Is that correct? And also, I did say it the first time, but let me say it again. Make sure. Where are my things here? A happy birthday for was it earlier in the week? Yes, Tuesday. Happy birthday, Steph. Okay, so the Ultimate Planner Bundle printable. What you get is you get a goals tracker. So I'm going to do that probably beginning of next week, because I want to go and have a look at how well I did with the goals I had set for myself for May, and then make sure that I am either continue the things I've been doing well, or maybe I have to pivot, or maybe I've neglected some areas of my life that I'll need to make sure I focus on. Not until June 16th, but it's getting close. Okay, the summer holiday, is that right? Hello, Ronnie Cat, nice to see you. I love it. Everyone is here today. All right, and then so now the June as well. Remember, if you have hung out with me for a while, I also provide free monthly cover page that you can print when you are a subscriber to my email newsletter. So this has been released. If you aren't yet subscribed, make sure to check the description, okay? Not yet. Don't go there yet. Don't miss anything. But you can, if you want to have a cover page for your June planner pages, you can leave it as is. If we have time, we might come back to this, because I did say I wanted to do some watercolor painting, and I wanted to do some watercolor painting of little floral stuff. I did borrow, I'm going to get off camera for a sec. I did borrow a book from the library, our local library, which I haven't looked at. And I have to go and renew it, because I did get the message saying that, hey, it's due. But I wanted to try some of these, well, maybe not the hand lettering, but just the flowers. And so we might have a session of that either the beginning of the week or next week. And so just, I'm going to try. You know, these are the things that I've said I wanted to try for 2025, is add more creativity into my routine as part of my self-care, and as well as making sure that I do things that I enjoy. And I know for me, the way oh, look at that one. That'll be pretty cool to do. So let me know, give it a thumbs up if this is something you'd like to see on a future session, plan with me session. But today, let's start off with the calendar. Yes, Cindy, Ronicat, so happy to see you both and everyone on here. So yes, please make sure you say hello if you are here in the live chat with me. Or of course, if you do catch me a little bit later on replay, say hello as well in the comment section. I feel like I'm talking 100 miles an hour. All right, so we're going to embellish our calendar spread. So if you also have a calendar, whatever system you have, hopefully you can go and add some creativity. So we're going to do June. Now, I don't know which markers I want. Ooh. Steph says, I'm practicing lettering as well and coloring books. Yes, I love it. I love it. Yeah, I had a look at some of the coloring books that I saw at the local Kmart. Let me see. Are these? We've got to pick 4. I think I like those 4. Okay. So in the description as well, I've started doing what do they call it on Pinterest? A board. I put some of the hand lettering that I have seen that I like, that maybe I want to try a little bit later on. I'll keep adding to that. So check that out. So this was inspired by a hand lettering that I saw on Pinterest. It is in the board that's on there. So I'm going to do June, June. All right. So let's just zoom in a bit. June. Okay. This is going to be simple. Tell you what, we need simplicity to make it quick and easy, but also very colorful. And because June only has 4 letters, then it's not going to be too much of a stressful thing to try and get all these different letters. So for today, I'm going to use the Pentel brush pen. I think they're called P-Touch. Okay, so I'm going to write it, probably the letters a little bit wider. So let's go, I'm going to see J-U-N-E. I might start the J here because there's only 4 letters. I can have it up there, because normally if it's a long month, you want to make sure you leave enough space. Have you seen people who do sign writing, and it's like all these great, letters, and then right at the end, all the letters are squished. So I'm going to start the J here. So all it is, let me make sure that my Apple Watch, let me just, it's not showing, okay? And then the thick part of the J here, I'm just going to create sort of like that block, a double. And then in the lettering, hand lettering that I was inspired by, they did this little, sort of like little squiggly line, J, and then U. So the U, this time I'm going to have the double part of the letter on this side. Okay. You can make up any rule you want when you're doing your own hand lettering font. J-U-N. Okay, so and try and keep the thickness of, the double bit the same. So then that way, when you do have it all next to each other, it looks cohesive. And then last one is E, June. All right, so there we go. And then we're going to go and do bloop, 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 bloop. I think this was sort of like the effect that I saw on the Pinterest board. It's sort of like stitching. So, like the sewing machine stitching, doing an embroidery style. Okay, well, we need to add some washi tapes. So let's zoom back out. I just have some of these ones here. Which one? I think I like this one. Now we are in June is the start of our winter season here in Australia, but I don't go by the season only because, first of all, winter, the winter theme would be like snow, and we don't get snow here in Sydney, Australia. So Sydney is on the east side of Australia, so, and we're really close to the water. So when you go in a little bit more towards the mountains, it snows there, but we don't get snow. So I'm just going to do left hand side with washi, so just to leave a little space there. So then it looks like the June is part of the line. So I've been good. I haven't been buying any additional washi. Oh, no. Lie, you lied, Marianne. You did buy. I did buy washi tape. But I didn't buy this thickness washi tape. I bought the skinny washi tape because I have moved from my personal size planner back into A5 because, that's what we do here in the Marianne Crest land is we change up. I'm going to take this one because I want to continue it right to the edge. We go and change planner sizes, but what I've discovered is it's good to change planner sizes, but it's important to try and keep the same system, layout's fine, you can change that, but make sure you have habit trackers, make sure you have place to do your time blocking. What am I looking for? Make sure you have place that you can do some journaling, note down your mood. So then that way, even if you change the size or your planner size, the routine is still very similar. And so then that way you're not having to stop, start all the time and then create confusion. All right, so there we go. There's June. And then what I'm going to do, when I created this planner printable for the A5, I did make sure that there's enough space at the bottom so then you can fit in the these size whatchamacallit. I'm going to take it off here so then I can see it a lot easier. So you can fit in the width of these type of washi tapes. And then, because making things pretty in your planner pages will make sure that you're more likely, it's not going to like suddenly miraculously make you use your planner, but when it comes to making small changes and having effective habits, according to James Clear's book, The Atomic Habits, one of the 4 laws of behavior change is make things attractive, because then you're going to be more likely to use it than not. You know, make it easy, make it obvious, make it attractive, and make it satisfying. So, and then I always say embellishing your planner pages is a form of self-care. It's a great form of mindfulness because you're focusing in the moment. You know, you're going to go and you're not worrying about the past or the future. And I've just realized while I was thinking, is my new zebra mild liner, are these the ones? I'll put them all back. My new zebra mild liners are, I think these are the ones. I hope so. I'll know when I see the tip of them when they're still sharp. These are called the, I did a swatch of them while I was in store. These are called the calming color set. So they're mild muted colors. So we've got mild iris, mild smoke red, mild mimosa yellow, mild mint, and then mild moss green. So I think I'm going to use that to highlight the days of the week. Let's do that because look, it goes nicely with the, I didn't even think of that. Normally I plan, you know, I plan ahead my markers and coordinate well with my washi, but these are just the washies I normally have just close by. But I wanted to just go on and, you know, not think too much about it because I've been busy. I've been busy launching my founding that's not very straight. That's okay. It's okay. My founding members for my new membership that I am creating. And so some of you that are in here are already founding members, but I'll talk a bit more about that. So you have to allow me, you know, talk about it because I'm really excited. I mean, for most of you know that I've been thinking about a paid membership for a while, but the thing that has stopped me, my self-doubt, my limiting beliefs. Yep. You know, just because I show up here as a planner, as someone who, you know, hopefully gives you tips and ideas and hopefully inspire you and give you some value, I go through the same things that you go through. Self-doubt, you know, low thoughts, limiting beliefs. That is why I plan. Because without my planning and without being intentional in trying to look after myself, when those moments turn up, you know, when I question whether I'm being a good wife, mother, am I doing enough? Am I providing enough? You know, am I creating enough videos? All that stuff. They creep in. And so what my planner is, it's like my little guiding light. So for those of you, this is an analogy most of you have heard. You know how when you go to the theater, the cinema or the movies, where if you get there when the trailers are already starting, the lights have dimmed, it's dark, but then you have those little lights on the aisle that will guide you to your seat. So then you're not tripping over the stairs and you get to know exactly where aisle J is, right? Or row J. My planner is like those tiny little guiding lights. So when I am not feeling well, whether emotionally, physically, or mentally, when I turn to my planner and go, all right, Marianne, what do we need to do today? They're my guiding light that help me find the path I need to go for days that I'm not 100%. And I'm never 100%, you know. I may be 95, 85, 5, 10, right? So I'm never going to be 100%, never, because we never want to go be the 100% perfectionist because it's not something that we can sustain. So there we go. I've done again, the zebra calming color set. There's 5 in the set, and that's what they are. If you need to find out the name, just scroll back a little bit later on. And yes, Stephanie, I'm so excited and proud of you for your new membership. Yes, so look, I'm going to segue a little bit to the founding members. So what it is I haven't created the membership yet. You know why? Because I want you guys to create it with me. Okay, so I've got, because I am a planner, I do have an idea of what the membership and what's going to be in it. So many different things. But what I have found is a lot of times for content creators or business owners, or even let's say restaurants, because we know restaurant owners, right? So there you are, Stephanie. I'll use your printout to help me get through the week. Okay, so it's an invitation for you, my lovely plannerettes, to be part of the creation of the membership. So I'm going to get insights and feedback from you and make sure that it is the best membership we can have. So it goes beyond just showing up, on sessions and brain dumps and plan with me. I do have a success path that I want to be able to guide you through from where you are now. So however you're feeling, overwhelmed, stuck, lost, feeling alone, maybe that you're the only one that's, that no one understands how, what you're going through. And so really important that you know that if you ever need someone, because sometimes our family and friends may not know, the things that we go through, or they love us so much that they want to help us, but we think that my husband is like, for me, I'll go, you're only saying that because you love me, give me the right advice when it is the right advice. But sometimes those closest to us, we feel like you don't understand, or you're just saying that because you love me. I remember my therapist, I said to my therapist, the stuff that you're telling me, the things that you're telling me during our therapy session, my husband's going to laugh because they're the stuff that he tells me. And so why is it that it's easier for me to take advice from a stranger? I mean, of course, yes, they are, she is a professional, but it's exactly the same stuff my husband tells me. And she said that it's because I don't love you, and you're not going to get a hug from me. So our brain just thinks that, our loved ones are saying that to make sure that we feel safe, we feel like we're loved, but we take that on as in, but you're just saying that because you love me to make me feel happy. Tell me the truth when it is the truth. So but yeah, woot, exactly. All right, so the founding members is pretty much you get to help me create it. So then I'll go, shall we do this? Shall we do that? What shall we plan next month? I have so many different ideas. And I know I've mentioned it here where things like, I said to my husband, showing our lovely plannerettes how to hem up jeans without and keeping the integrity of the bottom of the jeans, because I'm only 4'10", so a lot of my jeans I have to take up, or a lot of my pants. So things that not just planner stuff, because things that we put in our planner, doing art stuff, doing macrame, making keychains, maybe I'll bring on guests and talk about skincare, healthcare, or different things. And so as a founding member, will be coming in at the lowest price it'll ever be, because I foresee this, with the help of you, my founding members, to be a great community and membership where we can hang out, So I in my in my 50s, I just turned 50, but I want connection, but I want to stay in my pajamas. So, have a community where we can gather and talk to each other in the comfort of our home, while from across the pond where we're, doing exactly the same thing. So that's the founding members launch. So I have put the link in the chat, but it is also in the description. So it is the offer is only open, I think currently it's at 5 days to go. So and then once that's closed, then I create the membership along with my founding members, and then launch it in about 4 to 6 weeks, and then have all the things in it to help us move from overwhelmed and stuck to empowered and clear-minded and clarity, and then along the way be able to enjoy the things that will bring us joy, artistic stuff, creative stuff, maybe bring in experts that know how to do things better than me, but I'll scour the internet and go, let's try this month, let's go and try I don't know, pasta shell necklace. The kid, I was just thinking, what's an easy craft? And you know how kids in kindergarten make mum for Mother's Day the pasta shelf necklace, and then the mums have them, years later on. But yeah, so that's the exciting thing. It's scary. So if you did have my email newsletter, I sent that out, and so I will be blasting you guys with it for a while because it is only for a limited time. So if you have found any value in anything that I have put out there, whether it's printable, here on YouTube, any posts or emails that felt like you've been seen or it's helped you, you're the ones that I need. I need your help to make sure we make this the best community for us and enjoy it and have fun with it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just do one line because I won't bore you trying to do it all. So with the same highlighter, I'm just going to, one of the top corner, I'm just going to go do some squiggles. Okay, and then that's where I'm going to write my dates. Okay, and then just alternate between your markers. So you don't have to have a sticker book. You can just go and use whatever markers and highlighters you have, and then just do that. Okay, so I'm just going to let that dry before I write over it. So what other things do you need to put in your calendar? Well, you need to put your bills when bills are due, especially if you have direct debits, so the money comes out on a regular basis. And if you're like us here, the account that we have connected to, direct debits on different, let's say, electricity bill or gas, we don't keep a lot, we don't put our savings in there, just so then, in case anyone hacks that account, or it's the account that we have that has our debit card linked to it. So let's say if, that gets stolen, there's not a lot of money in there because we move the money in when we know the bills are coming up. So you need to put money stuff in your calendar, money movement in and money movement out. So if you get paid, bi-weekly or fortnightly or once a month, make sure you pop that in your calendar. Any bills that's coming up, any subscriptions, okay, because those are the things that we forget about. So go check if you have subscriptions on your connected to your Apple ID. Have a look, especially those maybe apps that you haven't used for the whole year, and then suddenly, pop, there it goes, another $49.99 has been taken out of your account. So check your app subscriptions, really important, because I've been caught out and it's like, where do I need to have that? So anything else that's money movement. So let me just have a look. I think that's dried now. So for the month of, hello Claire, nice to see you. Thank you so much for joining me. And so I'm going to use 0.38 because I wanted to have nice thin, thin pen marks. But what I'm going to do here, so the first is Sunday. So how am I going to do this? Because I'm just going to do this first, okay? So what I'll do is I'm just going to make that one a little bit thicker so it stands out. So I'm going to do off camera, go and do the colorful marker and then put the dates of the month. So when are the bills coming in? When do you get paid? Now, of course, if there's any events that's coming up, one of the things that I use to help me remember things is my future log. In my shop, I'll have it in the description below. In the shop, I have reduced the future log printable for 2025 by 50%, because then, you know, by the time you print it out, really you've got this last 6 months left. So I'll make sure to create some new ones for 2026. So then if any events do come up. So the future log, for those of you who do not use dated planners, and then you go, well, where do I put the events that are coming up, especially if you're like me and you plan as you go month to month, you need a place to park those events, bills, subscriptions, school stuff, holidays. So the future log, as the name suggests, you log the future on there, so then you do not forget, because our brain is not for trying to remember these things like, you know, like the kids' excursion, or when your kids' friends' birthday parties. So future log. So what I do is, as soon as I know different things that's come up, let's say for my older son, he's got his school excursions, and then I'll go and use my Zig Clean color dot marker. So these are, I've had questions go, what's the color? What does the color mean? They're just my color coding, you know. So green are for my shop, blue are for my boys or their school, and then really birthdays, whatever color you want, just to make it, what is it? Attractive, make it pretty, so then that way you get to have fun planning it. So I go and tap into my future log to find out what things I need to put in my calendar. And I saw Erica, that's right, better late than never. Happy planning, Plannerettes. Nice to see you. Thank you so much for joining me. All right, so June, what do we have? So I'm going to take this out. So important that, just like anything, the way I plan for the month is the calendar. If you can think of, you know, an airplane, so that's, you know, very high up, and then so you're sort of like funneling. Plan on a monthly basis all the things that you know that are coming up. Put it in your calendar, because then when you go and plan for your week, you go review your calendar and have a look at, for that week, what is it that's coming up. Then you put it in your weekly spread. Or if you plan on a daily, there we go, on a daily, then you review your week. So then you're not like having to worry about things that's, you know, 2 weeks later, because what we want to do is we do not want to clutter or overwhelm ourselves with things that don't matter right now or within the near future, which is normally within the week. So it's about narrowing it down, but to ensure that you are not forgetting anything, you gotta plan ahead, so then you can anticipate things. So this is good for your financial well-being. So when you know where your money needs to go, you're not wondering where it went. Okay, so that's the thing when we got ourselves out of debt back in 2018, knowing all these different things. Okay, so let me just pop on. So what do we have? The 5th. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let me just, am I going to continue the same? Yeah, let's continue the same. So then that way I don't get confused. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So on the 5th, I have Josh, my oldest son. So he's in year 12. So that's the final year of high school here in Australia. And pretty much all the assessments and then the end of year tests, all your scores and grades are, you know, aggregated to create, or, you know, have this, they call it HSC, Higher School Certificate. So it's a score. So if you want to go into tertiary education and you want to get into a particular university that have, you know, thresholds, that if you want to get into the Sydney University and you want to get into economics, back in, when did I go to Sydney Uni? 1993, right? So you had to have an HSC score or I think that they call it different in each year. You have to have a grade of 80% and over, and I think I got 89.9. So I got into the university doing economics. Can you believe it? Economics. Me, creative Marianne, doing something boring as economics. All right, so let's have a look. So, so Josh, I'm going to put Josh, history study day. Okay, study day. So I like to have the things for Josh, what's coming up. So then, of course, I help him prepare. Have you got all the things you need for that day? Or if he has to get up early to go to wherever it is. So I think my color coding for school stuff is this light blue. So hopefully that's dried. So again, I don't need to, highlight it, but on my page, it looks nice when all these different events. Let's have a look. Hello, Claire and Aaron. Welcome, and hope you're both doing great. That's right. Thanks. Planning parties. We should have music on here. Let's see if I can put some music. Let's make it low though, because it's sort of like in my ear. It's quite loud. Yes, planning parties. Agreed. Just thinking about HSC is giving me anxiety. Exactly. So here in Australia, I think statistics show that for HSC students, these are your 17, just going into their 18-year-olds, is the highest number of anxious young people because back in my day, it was the thing is that you have to get good grades and good HSC scores to get into university, because then back in those days that was what we thought was the only path to a success, was that you had to go to university or college or whatever it is and get the whatever job that you think you had to hold for the rest of your life. But now there's so many different career paths, and so my husband and I make sure that we don't put that much pressure, although as a child of immigrant parents who came to Australia so then my brother and I, we came here when I was 10, for my brother and I to get a good education, to get a better opportunity than what they may have got when back in the Philippines. You have that pressure that, I got to do well at school because my parents upended their whole family to come to another country to make sure that we get the best opportunity. So a lot of immigrant children, or what do they call it? I can't remember that, first generation, whatever, they have that pressure that they feel like they have to do well because, their parents put in so much, sacrifice to be able to get them the good education. So 5, see, this is when I should really number it. 5, make sure I'm going to have my calendar on hand as well, so then I'm not making any boo-boos. So the 10th, so I won't go through all of this now, but let me just show you. So there's another, the 10th is a Tuesday. So let me have a look. Okay, so there's another excursion. So he's got all these excursions for the studies. So the 10th. So anything that you have already, that you already know is coming up. So the 10th is, so Josh, geography. So for their year 12, year 11 and 12, they get to pick the studies. And did you know he didn't have to pick maths? So maths is like he was on the highest unit of maths when he was in year 10, but you don't have to pick maths as a compulsory subject. I'm like, what? When did that happen? And so I'll let that dry a little bit. So all these other things I'll pop in my calendar. So birthdays, events, any money coming in, any self-care stuff that you can plan. So if you have hair appointment, your car maintenance, all the different things, pop it in here. And if you don't know any bills that's coming up, go have a look at your online banking and check out all the different things that came out last month and make sure to pop it in there so you do not get surprised when things come out of your account or things get overdrawn because you didn't put the money in there. Where did I put my future log? Oh, because I had taken, was it here? Where did it go? All right, I'll find it later because I took off the printable, the clear divided tabs. So next, let's go have a look at the habit tracker. So the fun part. So again, I'm going to continue the same heading. Should I do the same color? No, let's pick different colors. Okay, so I'm going to zoom in again. So for those of you that want to go and see how it is, it's very easy. We pick easy stuff to do here in the Marianne Cresp channel because the last thing we want is make things so complicated that it's like, well, how am I and then we do that comparison thing. All right, June, let's have a look. Let's do blue. And so if you are like me, I'm not going to say I'm not good because that's a limiting belief. I'm not yet an expert, so there we go. Yet is the word. When it comes to coordinating colors, I'm not as versed on the color wheel and complementary colors and contrasting colors, blah blah blah. So guess what? I go just for the rainbow colors, mix it up. Make sure as long as the pinks and the reds aren't together, or the blues and the greens, so then it's alternating primary or those color or secondary colors. I'm going to continue with that washi tape. So then that way you have, even if you don't do themes with your embellishment on your planner page, you can still have a cohesiveness to it by using same headings, using the same washi tapes. All right, and then here for the habit tracker, so this is one of the planner printables that's just helps me so much keep on track of the things I said is important to me for that month, right? Because habits and routines that you need to do, some months is going to be very busy. So you may not, have all the habits and routines that you did when it's a quieter month. So please just make sure you give yourself grace and compassion and go that what works for someone else may not work for you because you have a different lifestyle. You have a different way that your brain works. You have your energy level might be better in the morning, or it might be better in the evening or in the afternoon. So I know for me, like they say, oh, try and get a workout first thing in the morning so it gives you energy. No, for me, I have the morning is a great time for me to do the content creation work. So I don't want to take it up with half an hour of doing the workouts. And then they say, try not to do any workouts or any, cardio that brings your heart rate up, before bedtime. But that's when I like to do it. So just make sure you can take tips and inspiration from others, but you need to make sure it works within your lifestyle. So you govern the way your day works. If you want to have breakfast at lunchtime, or if you want to have dinner, the meal that you normally have dinner in the morning, Do what works for you. Let's have a look. What have we got here? So 80s is a high score. Yes, I was a bit of a nerd. That's good. But my what do you call it? My subjects back in year 12 was economics, business studies, legal studies, and all that not so creative stuff, because again, the way my brain works was I have to go get a degree so then I can get in a job that will be high paying, and then in the end I didn't finish uni. I discovered the pubs and drinking. So yeah, really important. Yes, we love a rainbow here. Well, let me have a show of my rainbow. Where's my there's my rainbow. Oh, hang on, I didn't turn my rainbow on. Or is that just because the battery's gone? I think I had it on all overnight. Yes, so we got rainbow here, rainbow. So yeah, we love rainbow. Or we can also say when oh, Erica, apprentice mode. I like that. Yep, I'm an apprentice. I like that. Yes, and Claire likes that too. See, this is why we hang out. Come join us, Erica. Come be a founding member. Little plug, founding member. Here we go. We gotta pop it in there because hey, if I ain't tooting my own horn, who else is going to toot it? But toot from far away. All right. See, that's why we're kindred spirits, Steph. I like working out in the evening as well, and like I have no problem going to sleep after a workout. It's actually probably helpful that it like tires me out. All right, so there's my June. What else can I put on here? And if you're limited for time and you don't have enough time to embellish your page, whether you have a dot marker like this or you have just fine tip marker, is go and dot your page, dot 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 dot. And you know what this is? This is a mindfulness activity. Yup. What, Marianne? Dotting your page is a mindfulness activity? Yeah, because you got to concentrate on where you're putting the dots. Dot, dot, dot. All right, so with these dot markers or any other dot markers you might have, the amount of pressure that you put on the page when you're dotting away, it will make bigger dots. See, bigger dots. So more pressure, bigger dots. All right, so if you don't have washi tape to embellish the sides of your planner pages, go get your markers, go get your highlighters. I'll show you what the a fine tip point. Let's do one more color with the dots. Dot, 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 dot. And you have to do the dot, 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 dot. See, look at that. Transforms your margins beautifully. Big dot, little dot, big dot, little dot. Okay. And then I'm going to zoom in. Don't want to. Great one. Look at that, Erica. See? That's why we're all here, to help each other find these reframe, right? We got to reframe our thoughts. So instead of saying, like me, I'm not good at colors, coordinating colors, I am now going to say, I'm an apprentice colorist. Huh? That's pretty good. Yeah, that is a great one. I love it. Okay, so grab your fine tip and just do little dashes. So they're like little confetti, or those little party confettis. Mix it up. If you don't have dot markers, just use a fine tip marker. Right? Look at that. Who wouldn't want to go and track their habits and routines when their planner pages is colorful like that? Okay, now colorful, when I talk about embellishments, it doesn't just have to be rainbow, because I've seen beautifully embellished pages that are monochromatic, that are those natural colors. I tried those, but It's not the way my brain works. My brain works like an explosion of colors. You know why? That's probably hiding my apprenticeshipness of the trying to make, colors coordinate with each other. All right, so what I'm going to do is, I have moved my habit tracking, or my planner page. I still am in personal size. So this is the Filofax Molden Organizer in the color ochre. So if you put Marianne 10 in Filofax sites UK, US, and European, you can use my affiliate code. So in here is my habit tracker. Okay, so as you can see, this is the last week of the month. I haven't done much of my habits and routines because my day has been filled trying to get, the page for my founding members to join up, and I've got to have like the community at least, have something in there. So I haven't been doing that. But right, old me would have gone, oh, I'm not a good planner because I didn't fill in my habit tracker. I missed filling it. No, please don't think that if your planner pages are empty, that you are not good at planning, or that you're not productive, or you're not effectively using your planner correctly. It just means something more important was happening. That could be me working on a big project. That could be you, recovering from, being sick. That could mean that you were on holidays. That could mean you just sat on the couch and did nothing because you needed to give yourself a little bit of space, a little bit of grace, because you may not be feeling well, whether that's emotionally, physically, or mentally, or you just spent. You just needed the rest. So make sure that you are not being critical of yourself, that if and when, it's going to be a when, you'll plan. Look, I miss days, right? I used to think, how can I be a planner account and I don't plan all the time? We're not supposed to be planning all the time, because if we're planning all the time, then we're not doing. So we plan, we make and do, and then we reflect. Okay, and just because your planner page is empty doesn't mean you didn't do a good job. You might have done the best thing ever, and that is take a break and not look at your planner and just put yourself on top of priority list and going, I'm going to go and sit on the couch and binge watch. What have I been watching? Tyler Henry, the medium, right? And so, or whatever it is. So just make sure you do not compare your planner pages to those beautifully curated ones out there on Pinterest or Instagram, because you know what they're not showing is probably the way yours looks. Okay, so here I didn't do my morning routines, I didn't do my mood log, I didn't do any of that. Okay, because I've been busy. Something else took up a higher priority. But does that mean that I'm bad because I didn't do my 5 deep breaths in the morning, or I didn't do my meditation? No, it's just the balance. When we talk about balance, right? Because actually balance, like if you think of a scale, so balance is like staying still, like that. Balance is just, okay, some months or some weeks or some days, I'm going to put priority is work, priority is family, priority is finance, priority. But what you don't want is, right, when we talk about balance is, let's say financial well-being. Spend too much, go in debt, and then that causes stress, that causes anxiety, and then you're neglecting. So the great thing about balancing is some weeks, some months, you might be focusing more on one key area of life. So it's not that you're neglecting other areas, it's just some things are of a higher priority in that season of your life. Okay, so it's just about it's not about being 100% perfect, because look, I didn't do my mood log, but does that mean I was unproductive or ineffective in what I was doing? No, I created a founding member launch. Woohoo for me, that's a big win. Okay, so I'm moving from my personal size planner from May and then moving into the A5. And I'm okay with changing my mind. You know why? Because novelty, it's important to create novelty. It's important to keep things interesting. Okay, so habits and routine, because I'll just review my May first, because then if there's some areas, so I'll probably go and do that maybe next week, because busy Marianne. And then so if things, okay, that didn't work out, is that something that I need to keep going because it's important, or is that something that maybe I can move to next month? All right, so you have control of your own life and your control of your own planners and the habits and routines that are important to you. If it ain't working this month, maybe it's something we can look at in July instead. All right, so really important. I just need to have, because for a long time I was so hard on myself, going, oh, my habit tracker is empty, or it's not filled in. All right, so where are we now? Of course, if you are liking so far what you see, or you're getting some ideas, or you like the hand lettering for this month, for my little June, make sure to hit that like button. And of course, if you have other planner friends that would enjoy planning, send them my way. Say, hey, go watch this lady, this Marianne lady, this Filipino lady on this YouTube channel thing. She's fun. She gives you interesting stuff. So mood and sleep, probably for June. Instead of sleep, I'm going to track steps. Okay, so it worked out really quite well that my tracker here for the sleep is 1 to 11 hours. So that's a good indication. I'm going to change that to steps. I'll change that to step, just using a correction tape, and then I'll change that instead of hours to K, so in thousands, and then I'll track it that way. All right, so the other thing I'll probably do my weekly well-being planner spread and my weekly spread on our normal My Monday, Your Sunday, for those of you in the US, stream. But what I want to do today, if you will allow me, so where are we? What time did I start? 9. For the next at least 10 to 15 minutes, if you will just allow me to talk about the founding members form of the new membership that I am creating, along with some of you who are here, and talk about what's going to be in it. So my A5 Filofax, this is the Camden in the color olive. So let me just put some, oh no, I hope I don't need that planner anymore, because it fell on the floor. So I'm going to do some whiteboard things here. So if you are wondering, Marianne, you have a Plannerettes community that is free. Why would I want to join one that's paid? Right, so the Plannerettes community that most of you, I think there's 227 of us in there. So that's some light encouragement stuff. Okay, so I have my Mindful Monday. I have let's share our Wednesday wins. Let's talk about some Friday fun and self-care Sunday. So the difference between that and the Plannerettes Inner Circle, so closer together. Let me see if I have, I was quite proud. I didn't even put in here the lovely, what do you call it? Graphics that I have. So my cover page, I thought it was pretty cool because I love that Filofax color. Yeah, I love olives and greens and things like that. So it's a circle. But then there was another circle that's a little bit misaligned, because that's what it's going to be. We're not talking about perfection in the Plannerettes Inner Circle. All right, well, I won't go and confuse, like make the screen move up and down. So the difference between the Plannerettes community and the Planner Inner Circle is, in the Planner Inner inner circle is we're going to create a success path. Because at the moment, what's been happening both here on YouTube and in the Plannerettes community and on my Instagram is I'm giving you bits and pieces. So it's sort of like samples, right? But what we want is a path. So let me have a look. So for most of us, all right, so this is where we are now. Okay, so I'm going to use me as an example, but please contribute in the live chat with me. How are you feeling right now? So I know I get stressed, you know, as a mum of two teenage boys and one of them who's on the autism spectrum, the younger one. I get stressed in making sure that you know, my husband and I are doing enough to make sure that he is growing up and developing and learning, so then he can be a contributing member. And you know, I get worried, you know, when they're older. I get overwhelmed. All right, so these are the feelings that I feel most of the time, and that's why I need my planner to help me, you know, work through it, and so then I'm not stuck in it. So I do get anxious thoughts, and that's why back in 2018, I started practicing, you know, meditation, just following Headspace app. So then it's a guided, you know, breathing and meditating technique to help me practice. So then when those thoughts do pop into my head, whether they're, you know, worrying thoughts, self-doubt, limiting belief, low thoughts, that, okay, I'm having these thoughts, but then I push them away. So I do get anxious. You know, sometimes, you know, just because I talk about self-care all the time, that's why I talk about self-care all the time, is, you know, I still refer back to my old mentality of I'll rest when I'm dead, or, you know, I'll rest only when I'm already burnt out or truly exhausted. I can't keep my eyes open. So I'm, you know, stretched thin, like I'm trying to do too many things at the same stretched thin. Okay, so so these are, well, you know, for most of us that I know, I can say that a lot of us, you know, whether you join me here on Instagram, on YouTube or on Instagram, these are the things that you are feeling. And that's why, you know, you use your planner and planning system and making sure you're looking after yourself. But I know we're reactive, you know, so it's like, okay, well, we're stressed, so what do we need to do to de-stress? So, and then when we're not stressed anymore, then we go, oh, all right, well, I don't need to plan for my self-care, or don't need to be intentional, until again the burnt out comes around. So the Plannerettes Inner Circle, which is yet to be made, with the help of my founding members, okay, is, okay, so this is where we want to be. Where do I want to be? I want to not be stressed, so I want to be calm. I want to not be cluttered with all these worrying thoughts, the so many to-dos, and so many, I can't take a break because if I do, I'm going to fall behind, and then therefore, you know, I'm going to worry more, I'm going to stress, and I'm going to, you know, I won't do well at my job, and right? So I want to have clarity. I want to have the confidence to go and say, I am an apprentice colorist, and then not limit myself and say I'm not good at colors and coordinating colors, right? I want to make sure that I'm putting myself on top of the list, all right? Top of the list, okay, that I'm empowered to go, you know what, I want to say no to that. I'm going to have boundaries. You know, if you're at work and your boss is giving you more work, and you're one of these people like me that can't say no because you think that if I say no, they're going to think that, you know, I can't handle the job, blah, blah. Oh, see, these are the words that go through my mind. And so what the Plannerettes Inner Circle is going to be is it's going to help. We're going to have stages. where we are going to move small steps at a time, right? Small steps at a time. So from here, so now where you might be, to the future you. So let me just future you, or what you want to be instead, desired outcome. Okay, so you as a founding member is going to help me figure out, right? I've got ideas, the stages to help us move through from where we are to where we want to be. Because I can easily put lots of stuff together. Planner printables, live streams, sessions, brain dump. But a lot of times, more doesn't mean better. So I need help in what is it that's going to help you move from the now to the future. Because for me, at the moment, I crave also the community. I know if Claire is still in here, I'm like always reaching out to her and goes, what you doing? How's your day going? Because just knowing it's sort of like that parallel working, you know, even if we're on the other side of the world, it's like, okay, I need to focus. That's why I did that Pomodoro timer. It's like, maybe if I go and focus on my work to help someone else, then I'll get to do my work. All right. So the Plannerettes Inner Circle is being able to move us from where we are now to where we want to be, and not just picking little pieces here and there and fixing little fires as they come up. I want to be able to give you the tools and the resources, so then when you go, so for me, like for example, I know for me, as soon as like I get that knot right there, or the lump in my throat, the lump in my throat, I know that my anxious thoughts are going to brew, are going to bubble to the surface. So what do? I'm starting to learn to listen to these signals, right? Both physically and those thoughts and cluttered, and it's like I can't make a decision. I'm starting to learn learn those signals and go, okay, whoop, I know there's a prompt, so what do I need to do? Have a look at my planner. Okay, it says there to go for a walk, for a 15-minute walk. It says there that because past me had planned ahead and gone, you know what, we're going to journal for 5 minutes. You know what, we're going to hang out with some kindred spirits and do something fun together, or just know that we're not alone. So that is pretty much what the Plannerettes Inner Circle is going to be in probably 4 to 6 weeks time. So, but I need help. I need help in creating it, so then it's the best one, so that I'm not just making it for me, I'm making it for us. For those of you that have hung out with me and have gone to me and said, this is exactly what I need. This is the perfect time to go and do this. So I need your help, because I know I can't do it alone. Well, I can, but I might be making something that no one really cares about. So then no one will be here. It was like, oh, Marianne, because I thought, so for those of you who probably gone, what happened to Marianne's video a day? All great, all good. Loved it, because it's the daily pep talk. But then for those of us who are already overwhelmed, another video is not the thing sometimes we need. It's just knowing, it's something else. So that's why I honestly need your help. So the founding members is the lowest price it's going to be, and it's going to stay that way as long as you stay a Plannerettes in the Inner Circle. And guess what? You get to help me create it. And how fun. I was even saying to my husband, and then, we can have like a karaoke month, we can pick a month where we're all just doing hand stitching, like all these things that we used to think were like granny hobbies. You see the young people now are doing crochet, because you know why? You can't go and AI crochet and knitting. So we're getting back to the hands-on. So we're going to make it fun. So hopefully for those of you who love hanging out with me, who love hanging out with other plannerettes in the community, can be part of something huge, something good. So I'd love to see some of you already in there, and I'll, you know, shouted out some of you. So that is my invitation to you to be part of this, and let me know, you know, Marianne, we like this, but we don't like that. Okay, so let me know in the chat if this is something that you would love to be part of, or if you have any questions. Please pop them in the comment section, or you know, DM me on Instagram and just ask if it's for you. You know, it may not be for you at the moment, and I need for you to know that you need to be comfortable to know that it's going to be a community where there's no judgment, only support. And if anyone's in there who's judgy, you're out. You know, so I don't need that. I have no room for that. But we're gonna have fun. Ronnie Cat says, I enjoy doing the Pomodoro method with you afterwards. It wasn't actually live, Ronnie Cat. I didn't do it live because it was like at I think I was doing that at 3 o'clock in the morning, where for most part of it, it looks like I wasn't doing anything, but I was learning about I was making sure that you know what, I was trying to not to be a perfectionist, but I was making sure that, oh no, the font size is not the right size, or I want this to be this color, oh the alignment is off, or you know, little pedantic things that's like, Marianne, can you just like stop that? You know, that wasn't even, like, you know, this little join now bar wasn't even on the left, or so those was me going, no, should it be size 35 font or size 32 font? Which one? So I went, you know, that's why I did the Pomodoro timer, because then I made sure I limited myself in doing the landing page. So that's pretty much, that is what I envision. Is the Plannerettes Inner Circle is not just fixing fires in the moment. Is to be able to give you the tools and resources that will help us move from the now to the future, and then along the way we get to have fun and do fun things, and, you know, curate. It's like, let's do macrame this month, or let's do a coloring session, or even like a book club, or, you know, different things that we all enjoy. So then that way we get to hang out with people that we trust, that we know already support us. And so it's really important that it's I make this community for us, not just me going, I think this is what they all want. Because hey, clearly majority of the time, you know, I can't figure out what it is. It's like I'm trialing different things, you know. It's like, maybe I'll show up each and every day. It's like, and then I went, Marianne, for someone who's already overwhelmed, you know, with so many pings on our phone, another notification, another this, it's like, even though there were only 2-3 minute videos, sometimes it's not the advice, sometimes it's just knowing someone else is in the room. I say this to my husband, so even though I'm here doing my planning, or I'm watching my own YouTube videos and he's on the couch on his phone watching his funny stuff, I like it that he's here, even though we're not talking. But it's like, when I know that, hey, you know, check out this funny thing, or did you know? So it's just knowing that we are in the same vicinity, whether it's, you know, even though it's virtual, that there's someone there. Because sometimes it's just knowing that you can turn to someone and you're not feeling isolated, and know that, you know, that think that no one else is going through this, because their life may look like it's all beautiful because of what they show on Instagram, or what they say when we see them out in the street. But sometimes just knowing someone else is struggling makes us know that it's okay. We're struggling for a reason, but what is it that we can do to help us move from where we are to just maybe the tiny little step forward. Just that tiny little movement for today. Or that it's okay to stay where we are. All right, so I appreciate you. Thank you. I appreciate you letting me talk about my founding members launch. The details are in the description, so make sure that you do check that out. And let me know if you've got any questions. You know Steph? 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 She's a founding member. You get to hang out with us there. All right, so I appreciate you all. Thank you so much for letting me have this platform to share. I hope you enjoyed the Plan With Me session. Have some fun with some hand lettering. There's a hand lettering Pinterest board that I hopefully will help inspire you. I'll add more stuff in there. But any questions, pop it in the comments, and I appreciate you. And I'll see you all. I'll probably be back somewhere along the line before Monday's stream because I want to do some watercoloring. I'm going to try because I need to return that watercoloring book soon to the library. Bye everybody. Bye-bye.